Well, hello, folks, and welcome to our Solutions Will Profit training. My name is Earl Teets, founder of Solutions Will Profit, and the whole idea is to be able to show you true fundamentals that will put the money in your pocket as a business owner. So it really makes a big difference here when you're really trying to make some money. Now, one of the things that's not so fun about the online marketing world is all the bait and switch advertisement that you're not aware of as an entrepreneur. So what I like to do is I like to get right down into the meat and potatoes of things. I want to show you some habits that you can put into play that will actually pay you when you implement them, but I don't ever want to mislead you. Entrepreneurship is a process and not a single event. So with that being said, we are coming out of rural Montana. The internet is with us sometimes, and other times it isn't. That's one of the benefits of living in the good old Rocky Mountains in a rural area. So if we lose signal and have to re-record, then we have to re-record. There's nothing we can do about that. That's just how it works. So we're going to dive into a screen share here and get right to the heart and matter of what it is that we want to share with you. So here we are. I want to say welcome to our Solutions Will Profit training. More than 90% of home business entrepreneurs are sold a kit instead of developing earnings. Over 97% of top earners have more than one stream of income. So never let anybody try to fool you into thinking that your bread and butter belongs to just one single company, and you need to worship that company and run with it as they change their comp plan or go out of business. So you need to recognize what happens in the market, and that's what this training does. It shows you that, and I want you to understand that more than 95% who begin a home business ask this question: now that I purchased my new business kit, how do I get paid? Does that sound familiar to you? Do you realize over 95% of the people that start a home business today ask that question after they've spent their money? And what does that mean? That means they've got a confused mind. A confused mind does not take action. Without action, there's no profit. So this is a big hurdle in our industry today. So today, I want to congratulate you because we're going to share the solutions to these problems, and we're going to do it with simplicity. There's 4 keys to developing you. And when it comes to entrepreneurship, you are the most important piece to the puzzle. You have to build some value in yourself to bring to the market. So ask yourself this question: what skills have you developed to bring to the market? Have you learned how to set appointments like a professional with professionals who want what you have? And we're going to train you how to do that in this very training. So if you see a skill set here that you feel that you don't have, we're going to make sure you have it before this training is over. So that's kind of exciting. But you got to ask yourself this question: what skill sets have you developed to bring to the market? Have you perfected contacting and inviting people that are actually qualified for what you have? Or have you been taught by an amateur and just learned how to spam your link on social networks and never get paid? And sometimes, unfortunately, most of the time, that's what happens in this industry. So what is the value of your method of operation? Do you have a method of operation that consists in daily actions to profits? Or do you have a daily method of operation of scrolling through Facebook, going through your back office, studying everything, becoming a really good student, but not taking any actions in your business that puts money in your pocket? There's a lot of people that get stuck and get ready and make sure everything's perfect before you make your move. And I'm here to tell you that you never learn anything doing that. Never be afraid to make mistakes. You learn from your mistakes. When you look at mistakes as learning lessons instead of business stoppers, you will learn a lot in your business and become very productive. How is your belief level in what you practice? Do you understand where you stand in the market with what you have to offer? Do you understand that what you have will cater to the masses so you can hang with the classes? Folks, success leaves clues, and it's real important that you understand this. It's not about what you think is cool to market. It's about what does the market demand. If you don't know what the market's demanding, watch the news one night during prime time. And don't pay attention to the news, pay attention to the commercials, and you will see where the big guys are spending their advertising dollars to gather clients. And what you'll find out is people want to feel better. People want more energy. People want less pain. People want natural weight loss, and they don't want side effects in the process. So when you look at all these things that people want, we're facing a major opiate crisis. Look at all the commercials with the pills packed full of side effects and recognize that's where the money is being spent by the masses. How do you get in front of that pile? We're going to show you how to do that here on this training today. So when you actually know that you have what the market demands, it builds confidence in you. When you have a practice that puts money in your pocket on a weekly basis, the more you do it, the more confident you will become. And what we're showing you here today is going to unlock that door and allow you to grow that confidence as you go. Because one of the most major things you could ever learn in this industry is it's not the height of your logic or the depth of your knowledge, yet the conviction that draws and attracts action takers. Conviction is what do you believe in your heart. That's not always displayed in your words, but more so in your demeanor. And that is powerful. We're going to teach you how to have the right conviction because you understand what you're part of and what you're supposed to do next. You're not waiting for that magic guru that you're worshiping to show you the ultimate key to success. You're practicing business like a professional. It's kind of nice. So what is your daily schedule of productive habits? Do you know what they are? And if you don't, how can you be productive in your business? Today, you're going to learn what those productive habits can be. So we're going to dive into the next slide now that you understand the 4 keys to developing you. And it's so crucial you understand this. I believe it was Jim Rohn said the more value you put into you, the more value you bring into the market. The one day that you decide not to lead is the one day that you'll stop rating. If you stop developing yourself, you're going to stop developing value. And when you stop developing value, you have nothing to offer the market. You want to make sure you always got something to offer the market. The more value you have, the more value you're worth. So why would you stop developing you? Why wouldn't you want to enhance your communication skills? Why wouldn't you want to research your target market and know all about it so you know how to find them? And we're going to teach you how to do that today on this very training. So developing you is the first most important part of the process. If you don't have the belief level that you need, you're not going to have the conviction it takes to draw that person into action. So let's take a look at number 3 slide here, developing your brand. This is so important, folks. I want you to understand that if you brand yourself and develop your brand and the company changes the comp plan and takes all the earnings out of it, you can replace the company in your brand and your advertising is still secure, especially if you've got a huge advertising budget. You want your brand to be solid. You want your brand to people hear your brand, they know there's integrity behind it. What you recognize with startup companies, especially, 90% of all, over 90% of startup companies go out of business in less than 6 months' time. So if you spend all your time and effort to promote the company and they go out of business or change their comp plan, what does that do to your reputation? You need to think about that because it happens in the market all the time. So will the market be in demand over 80% in need of what it offers the next 7 years? It's an important question. Will the market be in demand over 80% in need of what you offer for the next 7 years? That's a big one. You want something to be in demand that's going to be in demand whether you practice it or not. And when you've got it in demand for at least the next 7 years, you've got something solid in your brand that's going to cater to the needs of the masses. Remember, success leaves clues. Cater to the masses, hang with the classes. Will the price of your offers cater to the affordability of the masses? Now, everybody's key word and adjective when it comes to a home business is, oh yeah, I'd like to do that, but you know, I can't afford that. As they're smoking their cigarettes that cost them $240 a month at $8 a pack, $8 a day, times 30 days, $240 a month. Am I picking on smokers? No. I could grab a coffee cup, good, fancy coffees, right? Same price as the cigarettes. These are things that people afford and purchase on a daily basis, no matter what takes place in life. So it's a proven path of affordability. Will the price of your offers cater to the affordability of the masses? According to experts financially today, 75% of America is $600 to $1,000 emergency away from complete financial catastrophe. $600 to $1,000 away from complete financial catastrophe. So does what you offer fit the guidelines of what the masses can afford? That's real important. With all the offers that we have at Solutions Will Profit combined, and advertising budget as well, you could put that on a credit card and have monthly payments less than that $240 proven path of affordability on a monthly basis that even people on food stamps can afford to enjoy a habit that they feel that they deserve no matter what's taken place in life. So as the tobacco industry has proved a path of affordability, if you want a home business bad enough, you need to recognize that it costs money to operate a business. And if you're looking for one that operates for free, 0% of zero money collected pays out zero profits. Don't ever forget that. The most advertised garbage on the internet today is everything that you can do for free, and then once you get on the inside, you find out what the real upgrade fees are. And a lot of those gurus out there, they're not offering truth. They're not offering stability. They're just preying on a mindset of somebody that wants something in a desperate way. So we don't have to be that way to be successful as entrepreneurs. We can run with integrity because we already know the offer that we have is going to meet the needs of the masses that we serve. We already know they can afford it if they want it bad enough in life. It's just a matter of being able to present the value for how it wraps around their individual life. And that's where communication comes in. Communication is key. The next thing you got to understand is, are your offers solutions needed every month? Next month, are they going to need the same solutions to the problems that they faced the month before? And really, that's kind of what you want. You want something they're going to spend money on every month because that's going to bring you that residual income that everybody looks for. Okay, so that's kind of important. Has your solution sources made it past the 90% fail zone for startup companies? Remember what I said at the beginning of this slide. Over 90% of startup companies offer you the great ground floor to the big bucks. They go out of business in less than 6 months' time. So you need to look at that. That's a major, major red flag there. So can your brand help meet the demand for weekly income at an all-time high today? That's the next thing. Is somebody going to spend all their time in education mode and no time in earning mode? It kind of takes the wind right out of the sails of a brand new entrepreneur. When you're running with truth over hype, you should be able to put actions into a business that's going to produce. An example, what if you're just putting 1 hour a day of proper actions into your business without straying from that habit 5 days a week? What if you failed 4 out of 5 days, and 1 out of 5 days you succeed and gather that customer. In network marketing, there's 52 weeks in a year. When you survey the top earners in the industry, you'll find the majority of the ones that hit top earning status within a single year, the average amount of personally enrolled are 42. There's 52 weeks in a year. So you could fail 4 out of 5 times a week, succeed once, and at the end of the year, if you put your brand together properly, you've got enough personally enrolled to have a team of thousands of people beneath you. What did you do? You connected with the right amount of people consistently every week to make it happen. So you got to look at it this way. The people want money on a weekly basis. The people are $600 to $1,000 away from financial collapse if they had a major emergency. So you kind of want something that's going to put some money in their pocket right away when they put the correct actions in their business right away. Again, success leaves clues. Cater to the masses and hang with the classes. So let's go to our next slide here. And we understand why we're developing our brand. Now we're going to look at client acquisition practice. You don't have to depend strictly on friends and family to make money. Although it's a proven fact that people purchase from people they know, like, and trust. It's a great way to start is with your warm market. It's how you approach that warm market. Identify first the problem that someone that you know faces in conversation. So you can say, hey, I'm so glad you brought that problem up. You know, I just started a home business where many people just like you, seeing that very problem, got it solved. The information is going to take about 20 minutes of your time. Would now be a good time, or would 3 or 5 o'clock this afternoon fit your schedule best? That kind of simplicity. So you start with people who know you. That's your best place to start every time. The next, people who respond to advertising. Folks, there is print advertising, there's TV advertising, radio advertising, social media advertising. There's people that you can connect with on a daily basis from the contents of their profile. Start having conversation with them and ask the right questions that will show that they qualify as a prospect for your business. You can utilize the social networks. We're going to show you how to do that at the end of this training. Okay, so the people that you meet along the day, where your walking and talking market is. Always look for someone that's giving you a smile. Always look for someone that's going the extra mile. Always look for that person that's got determined success in their eyes. Start with a compliment. Gosh, I don't meet people like you every day. It's a real blessing to see people who have integrity in their heart and desire in their eyes. Would it be all right to take your phone number down? I'd like to check with you a little bit later when I've got more time to share some pretty amazing things with you. A lot of times you can pull out your business card and you can just write on the back of that business card and it comes together just like that. You see, I mean, here's my business card, right? And what did I do on the back? I wrote this person's name and information. So I actually practice what I'm telling you, folks. And it helps as you gather in a couple of names a day. It just takes a couple of minutes. Look, if you did that 2 names a day for 100 days, you got 200 people to work through. It's not hard to find people as an entrepreneur. It is a new experience. Don't be afraid of experience. It will pay you when you embrace it properly. Okay, so people will come as a referral from people that know you're an entrepreneur and that you have something that's real and not a scam. They'll be pretty excited to refer you out to that, because most people looking to make money online don't find the truth. They find a nightmare. Okay, so all are proven methods of finding clients. All require the entrepreneur to connect, identify client need, and reschedule an appointment for the solutions. And I want you to really, really, really pay attention to this, because, folks, professionals operate by appointment. I'm going to repeat that. It's so crucial to your success. Professionals operate by appointment, okay? So What does this mean? This means you can take ownership of your client list, company, brands last. Companies past and brands last. I want you to understand that. Remember, I told you about the 90% failure rate in companies that start up, all right? So companies past and brands last. So if you take ownership of your client list, that means that you've got the technology to maintain at least an email list of everybody that you consider to be a positive contact for your business. Why do you want to do that? Because you own that list. And if the company goes out of business that you're working with or changes the compensation plan that you're working with, well, you still own that list. So you can walk away from that company, or that company can go out of business, and you still got the value of a group of people who know, like, and trust you. And as you walk with integrity and bring solutions to the market in your brand that are positioned for the market demand, you can still have that same confidence. You can still have that same conviction and excitement level to share the truth that's setting many free, because really that's all it's about. But if you don't own your list and that company goes out of business and everything's in that company's contact manager, you just did a whole lot of work for nothing, and you don't want to be in that position as an entrepreneur. You need to own your list. So let's take a look next. Sowing and reaping are law. This is not luck, it's law. So we're going to talk about how important it is to plan your work and work a daily plan. Now, I want you to really pay attention to what I'm going to share with you. Lack of a written plan and daily business, lack of a written and daily business plan is the one major detail that every business started, failed to profit, had in common. So every business that started and failed to profit had this in common. They just signed up as a distributor and was invited to the meeting to see what the guru's got next. There's no plan of action there, is there? Okay? So if you don't believe in what you practice enough to put together a detailed plan of action in writing, you're not going to be successful. Who teaches that? Look at this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It talks about having a definite major purpose with the date in writing, and it's not optional to be successful. When you take a look at famous author Eric Worre in this GoPro book, it is not optional. You have to have a daily action plan in writing for your first work order. We're going to tap on that a little bit more a little later in the training, but it's important to understand that basic fundamental. If you don't have that, the chances of you actually seeing the pay for your efforts are slim to none. You don't have a business, you have a little hobby, okay? So simplicity with consistency of daily production adds up in both time and people. This is a good thing, okay? To 10 proper exposures to solutions daily has produced, 5 to 10 proper exposures to solutions daily has produced 5, 6, and 7 figure. Let's see if I can not trip all over my words. Okay, let's try this again. 5 and 10 proper exposures to solutions daily has produced 5, 6, and 7 figure earnings monthly when it's applied for 1 to 3 years time. So you got to realize this is a process, not a single procedure. It is a process. What happened? 5 to 10 proper exposures on a daily basis, consistently 5 days a week for 1 to 3 years time has produced those 5, 6, and 7 figure earnings. There's no such thing as something for nothing. Now, when daily seeds are sown, each work quarter, the fourth quarter has a multiplied effect from the first 3 work quarters. The third year, the fourth quarter results have a multiplied effect from the first 3 years, appearing to most a real lucky streak. In reality, nothing but a calculated victory from daily efforts completed and totaled up. So many in our industry have completed a full-time income on a simple hour of proper business practice in a single day for a full, every single week, 5 days a week, for a full work quarter. Leveraged efforts of this simplicity works, folks. I want you to think about this, okay? In 10 weeks, you fail 4 out of 5 times and succeed 1. Add that up to 10. Now you got 10 people on your team doing exactly the same thing you did. How many hours do you got going in week 11? The same 5 you put in week 1, but you got 10 people you brought on your team in the last 10 weeks that are putting 1 hour a day in just like you did. So now on day 1 of week 11 with those leveraged efforts, you now have 11 hours of total business production being done correctly in a single day in your organization. That's not a Ponzi scheme. That's just good business and trained, disciplined actions. All 11 of you have enough guts to put 1 hour a day of proper business practice into what you believe is your security. And as everybody does that, the leveraged efforts take place. It doesn't mean that you're getting on Facebook and scrolling through the darn thing all day long, posting a link and hoping to get rich. You can see people doing that all day long. And when you see that, that might be a potential prospect. Realize they're probably in a learning curve, expecting something for nothing, expecting a business on no operation expenses or efforts to pay them big money. That don't happen, okay? So they're on a learning curve. It usually takes them about 1 year to 2 years to figure out there is no such thing as something for nothing. It costs money to operate a business. If they want it bad enough, they can afford it. Always remember that. Remember, the smokers on welfare can still smoke them cigarettes at $240 a month, paying cash money while they're food stamp dependent. No matter what happens in life, they're still smoking their cigarettes. That proves that that path of affordability at $240 a month is there for somebody that wants entrepreneurship bad enough. And you can produce a lot in a business on less money than what that smoker spends on welfare. So if you recognize the power of sowing and reaping, if you don't sow any seeds, you can't enjoy a harvest. What's the old school thing? If you don't work, you don't eat. Okay, we learned that from the Bible, right? So let's take a look at the next one. The next slide we have is communication for profit. This is so important. This is a skill set, and it's something that you develop over time. But what I'm going to share with you is the important, crucial parts of it. In your natural mind, the first thing you want to do is watch a business presentation, memorize all the things that stood out the most to you, and then regurgitate to that to somebody else. What does that do? It cuts your throat. The first most important fundamental is if you don't understand the desire of your prospect, there is no way for motivation under pressure. There's always going to be a point in time where an uncomfortable zone is going to hit, pressure is going to present itself, and that pressure is either going to push them out of the business or drive them to success, okay? So if you've got them brainwashed that nothing is going to be pressuristic in business, then they're going to quit as soon as they get under pressure. But when they have a goal, when they have a desire, when they recognize that they're going to get their needs met by doing the work that's in front of them, when the pressure hits, they work right through it. So how do we get to that point? Simple. Asking questions that allow your client to tell their story that reveals what they desire from the heart. What is their real intentions? Why are they doing what they're doing? How come they're doing what they're doing now? How long have they done it? What was it that prompted them to do that? If money was no longer if time was no longer needed in the production of money, what would they do? Now, see, once you understand what their desire from the heart is, it will not only provide their key motive, but allow you the ability to show how what you practice with them will help them to much faster results, and that's far more lucrative for you, the entrepreneur. So recognize it's a process. Let the tools do the lifting as you do the sifting. For those that the timing is ready. Okay, I want you to remember this. Every 90 days, something shifts or changes in every single person's life. So today, the timing may not be right for who you're connecting with, and that's okay. All you got to do is recognize the timing's not right, move them to a follow-up, 90 days or 6 months out, check back with them again, and you'll find that often something has changed. They will see in you that you still believed in what you practiced. They'll be a little bit more open the next time you connect. So you need to really understand that. Let the tools do the lifting. Like I said, most rookies in this industry will look at a business presentation, memorize all the ins and outs that they think are going to be the most attractive to the prospective clients. And then they start talking to them and they regurgitate all that. Just puke all over that person in a virtual way. And they scare that prospect away from them. You want to let the tools do the lifting. You want to let them know, hey, I'm not a magic salesperson. All I do is I point people who have problems like what you described to the solution that's helping many people in the same boat. When they see the solution, they dive on it. I get paid for that. So what I do is I let the tools do this explaining, not me. And this way you don't have to memorize all them long fancy words. All you got to do is know how to point to the solution that fits the problem that your prospect has. Anybody can point and grunt and get paid for it. It really is a fun process, folks. So you let the tools do the lifting as you do the sifting. Recognize not everybody you're talking to, the timing will not always be right for them to get started today. Don't take it personal. This is just a process, okay? So professionals work by appointment. We're going to hammer that home again. Professionals work by appointment. The main focus of all appointments is to book the next appointment. What if you sign that person up in your business? Why do you got to book the next appointment? Well, you want to book the next appointment for the training to show them how to do what they're doing. Now, what happens when you're done with training? What's the next appointment they're going to book? Their first appointment with another prospect. Okay, so the purpose of an appointment is to book the next appointment. Maybe you're booking an appointment to share information. Maybe you're booking an appointment to share solutions. Maybe you're booking an appointment to share some up and coming things in the company. But always remember, professionals work by appointment. And the main purpose of an appointment is to book the next appointment. Okay? The fortunes in the follow-up, as you're doing the follow-up work of the appointments, the fortunes will follow. Folks, always remember this. Success is scheduled. So let's move on to our next slide here. And how to schedule appointments. You do not have to convince a person to take action to a solution if they're really struggling with a problem. Understand the problem first, then schedule the solution. How do you understand the problem first? You ask them questions that allow them to tell their story. In their story, you'll reveal a problem that they're facing. Maybe it's they wish they had more energy. Maybe it's they wish they had more sleep at night. Maybe it's they wish they weren't in so much pain. Maybe they wish they had more money in the month. Oh gosh, I'm so glad you shared that with me. Lots of people are facing the same kind of challenge and have overcame them with the business that I'm working with. The information on the website's only going to take about 20 minutes or so. Is now a good time, or would A or B time be better for your schedule? And let them pick the time and set that schedule. Now, why would you set an appointment that way? Because look what your competition is doing. Your competition is doing this. Oh, I found this new business and they got this new guru, made $1 gazillion in 2 months. And if you don't look at the opportunity right away, you're going to miss the boat. You don't want to miss the boat, do you? Okay. It's all wrapped around the guru. It's all wrapped around fear of loss. Really, when you got the truth, there is no fear of loss. Don't be afraid to stand on the truth. Wait a minute. If I understand what you're saying, you're telling me you've tried all this other stuff and it's not working for you, and this is really a problem in your life. Is that correct? Yes, great. I'm so glad you shared that information with me. There's a lot of people just like you facing those same kind of problems that are in our business that have seen them solved. Now, I don't have to memorize all that information, and neither do you. What I want to do is put you in front of the solution to the very problem you're facing. Does that sound fair? Oh, yeah, great. Is now a good time, or would A or B be a better time? They jump on that appointment. They hold that appointment. When you set appointments like a professional based on bringing the solution to the problem, they don't stand the appointment up like it does when they're trained improperly, okay? Entrepreneurs need tools. This is a fact. If you want to do business online, you have to have the tools that make it possible to do business online, okay? People want more energy, better sleep, less stress, more income. As Solutions Will Profit, we have the answer to all of those solutions. So it's just a matter of asking the right questions to get the prospect to open up and determining if the timing is right for them to get that problem solved. Now, when I say that Solutions Will Profit, or your brand, XYBC Solutions.abc, you'll see in the screen here, that means that you don't have to name your business Solutions Will Profit. That's the brand I put for mine. You could put your name, XYZ Solutions.com, .biz, whatever. .abc is just an example for you to look at, okay? So whatever you want to name your solution, maybe it's billsolutions.com, however you want to do that. Just think about that, okay? sallysolutions.com. Just look at the difference. sallysolutions.biz, however you want to do that. And I'm just using Bill or Sally's names. I'm not pointing out any individuals. But when you recognize that these are the needs of the masses, let's look. Success leaves clues. Cater to the masses. Hang with the classes, okay? 1 to 5 appointments scheduled daily consistently for a full year in the home business industry has produced financial independence for many. This is a fact. It's happened for many, and it can happen for you too. That's the exciting part of it, but there is commitment involved. 1 to 5 appointments scheduled daily, okay? Now, our overview with Solutions Will Profit, which you can use the same overview in your brand, so you don't have to show the plan. You just upload the video and load it into the system. Guess what? Our overview is only 20 minutes long. That means you could put 3 people on that overview within 1 hour. So if you have 1 hour to practice business properly, you could set 3 appointments on the hour, at 30, and at 45. If you set those 3 appointments, what if all 3 of those appointments purchased? You had a pretty productive hour of business. And that's what we mean when we talk about conducting business properly for 1 hour and then playing around doing whatever you want to do after that. So that's how it works, folks. It's really simple to schedule those appointments. And really, your objective is not to sign your prospect up into your business on the first connection. Your objective is to identify the need in your prospect, or if there's even a sale to be made there. And as you identify the need, oh, I'm glad you shared that with me. Let's get that solved. Schedule the appointment for the solution. They're not going to stand it up. They're going to want to see that information, and that provides you an edge as an entrepreneur. So let's go to the next slide. Advertising strategy, advertising stages and strategies. Okay, I'm a firm believer, folks. If you cannot refer what you represent to a qualified candidate, your belief level in the daily method of operation is going to need work. In other words, if you don't have enough belief level to go out and bring somebody and sponsor somebody into your business without advertising first, so you actually know what it is you're walking somebody through, you're not going to have that conviction necessary for the high closing ratio, okay? It's real important that you believe in what you practice. Until you have that skill developed, spending advertising dollars is like burning money. It just don't make any sense. Now, once you've developed these skill sets and you understand how to communicate with people like a professional and schedule an appointment for the problem to be solved, okay? We're scheduling an appointment for a solution is all we're really doing. So when you recognize that, yes, you can advertise. Television ads, radio ads, social network, pay-per-click ads. There's even solo ads, which is where somebody has, as an entrepreneur, has developed a list of people who know, like, and trust them. Usually there are about 10,000 to 100,000 people on that list that know, like, and trust that person. You pay that person a fee, and they will present your offer to the group of people who know, like, and trust them. So that's just one way to use advertising, pay-per-click, to get them through your website. Now, before ad spend, develop $400 a week in income. I highly encourage this. Before you ever get into ad spend or advertising, develop $400 a week of income from your business first. What will this do for you? It will provide confidence in what you're practicing. And from there, dedicate $100 a week to ad spend. And then as the profits start to scale up from that ad spend, you can put your money to work for you, and your business will scale up based on advertising. But first, you have to have the belief level in what you do. You have to understand the process you take. You have to know that it's going to pay you before it pays somebody else. And once you have that belief level and that conviction, because you've actually earned the money yourself, you'll have more than enough confidence to spend money to advertise to a lot of people and be able to let them respond to your ads. And you can do what? We're going to schedule an appointment like a professional for them to see the solution to the problem that you discovered in a conversation you had with them as they replied to your advertisement. Folks, this is professional business. It's how it works. And when you understand this completely, it really allows you to open some of the doors and create some of the success that you deserve to have. So always research your key advertising contact to mimic what is proven. Understand the full spectrum of the perfect audience for what you're representing. You don't want to spend unnecessary money. So that kind of gives you the idea behind the advertising. The next thing we're going to go into is success as a process. It's never a single event. Set 25 appointments and track the results. Okay? What was it that those who purchased the solution had in common? By studying that, you know what to look for in your next set of appointments. It's hot buttons. So the one are you going to do next? Real simple. Set 25 more appointments and track the new results. Notice that as you completed 50 appointments, how simple the process is as the skill grew stronger. By increasing sales, the end result is more money on the same efforts. Makes it kind of nice when you do the same thing this week that you did last week and you get even more money for it. That's what happens when you work efficient and consistent on a weekly basis. Always remember this formula: efficiency plus consistency, persistency plus consistency equals efficiency when it comes to earning. And that's so important for you. So really, it's not how big or how many actions you take, but how consistent you repeat them in your first work quarter that determines the foundation of your business practice and its growth. Your goal each day should be to do just a little bit better than the day before. Don't pay attention to what other people are doing and try to compete with them. Compete with yourself. Try to do a little bit better today than what you did yesterday, and progress will be the end result. All right, let's look at our next slide here. Success only follows commitment. You have to decide your daily schedule of actions to profits and map it out in writing for an entire 12 weeks, one work quarter. Again, this is not optional. A minimum time commitment of no less than 1 hour a day, 5 days per week, if you really want to see money in the picture of what you practice. You got to have some kind of commitment. If you don't have a commitment to what you practice, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. Odds of you earning are slim to none if you're not going to put any commitment into what you're doing, okay? All top producers practice daily professional development. The more value you put into you, the more value that you'll have for the market. The more value you put into yourself daily, the more value you bring to the market. It's that simple. Leaders are readers, folks. You need to understand what's going on in your niche. You need to understand key ways to communicate with people. You're now a business owner. You're going to lead other people into being business owners. Why wouldn't you read a book by my friend John Maxwell here? You know, all about the 21 laws of leadership. Okay, you never do anything yourself as a leader that you don't want somebody, you know, you never ask someone to do as a leader what you're not willing to do yourself. So you're willing to take each step in your business to the success it deserves. And as you're willing to take those steps, never be afraid to ask someone else to take those same steps. What you don't do is ask somebody to do something you're not willing to do yourself. You don't sponsor people in your business because you don't want to do the work. You sponsor people in your business because you've mastered the work, and you're going to teach them how to master the work as well. That's the key to your success, folks. So always focus on solutions. Your mindset is so crucial, okay? And mindset is crucial. I'm going to say it again. Mindset is crucial. Why it will work, always focus on solutions. Why it will work, vision. This will outproduce why it won't work, thinking. Every work quarter completed. Why do I word it that way in the training? Because you got to work an action plan for a full work quarter, then measure results, right? So if you're doing things properly for a full work quarter, at the end of the work quarter, everything will take care of itself. But you have to be focused on why your business plan is going to work. If you're stepping into a business plan looking for all the reasons why it will not work, guess what you're going to find? All the reasons why it will not work. Mindset is so important. Now, I want you to understand this as an entrepreneur. If you're waiting for everything to be perfect before taking action, always means action never gets accomplished. It always means the action will never get accomplished. Waiting for everything to be perfect before you take action will kill you in this business. You will not earn, you won't make money, and you'll be frustrated. So you got to ask yourself, are you looking for the reasons why you'll fail? Or are you looking for the reasons why you will succeed? This will make or break you in the business world, folks. So let's get on to our last slide here. Finding prospects online. I want you to understand this. This is so important for you to understand as an entrepreneur. When it comes to your link, the prospect never gets it until they have asked for it. I want you to imagine that every time you give your link out, that it would cost you $100 to do so. You're not in a spamming business. You're in a help people solve their problems business, okay? So if you have not determined qualification in a chat conversation, you never leave your link behind, or you pretty much just lost your prospect. I'm going to repeat that. If you have not determined qualification in the chat conversation, never leave your link behind, or you have just lost your prospect. We're not spammers. We're communicators. We have real business that brings solutions to problems that people face. People love to solve problems, okay? When you have the solution, that's an exciting experience. Always remember, you cannot say the wrong thing to the correct person that's ready to roll. You're sifting and sorting. The timing's not right for everybody. You're sifting through the list to connect with the people that the timing is right for. So while we're doing the screen share, we're going to click on this link and see if it'll take us to LinkedIn. I'm hoping it will. Keep using this app, Google Chrome. Okay. Let's see if it'll take us there. All right. This is exactly what I wanted you to see. So praise God, it worked. As you can tell, I'm demonstrating things that I haven't done a whole lot of. I'm new to the Zoom technology. Now, see what I mean about the internet being slow? We're in rural Troy, Montana. We're waiting for LinkedIn to pop up here. Okay. Now, LinkedIn is a social network. I'm a premium member. I pay $60, $59.99 a month to have unlimited connections, okay? Now, what I'm going to teach you is how to find people that are looking for opportunity, and it's really a simple thing to do. Now, like I said, our objective is never, never, never to connect with somebody and slam a link on them and hope to God that they sign up. That's spam. That's not professional business. It's insulting to the person that you're trying to prospect. Don't do it. We're going to show you how to do this and how simple it can be. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here into the search, right? What am I going to type into this search? I'm going to type in people in Texas looking for opportunity. And we'll hit search. I just want you to see how simple this really is. Okay. What are the results that we've seen? Okay. 12,951 results. Isn't that amazing? So you just scroll down, you keep seeing all these people here. Let's look at, okay, the reason I didn't grab these is these are ones I've already connected with. They're first, right? So they're already friends of mine in my connections. So I'm going to go to ones that I haven't made friends with. Here's one. Garrett Kinsey, strong communicator and people-oriented person looking for opportunity. Oh, boy. Let's connect this guy and send him our link. No. What are we going to do? We're going to connect with this guy. We're first going to look his profile over a little bit, see what determines him to be. Look, he's got a positive smile. He's got a professional attire. It looks like he's been in business before. He values the strength in building collaborative, professional, and social networks and the ability to genuinely connect with others as much. I'm looking to leverage my communication and relationship building skills into a career that will afford me the opportunity. Now, the biggest mistake I could make is get all excited about this sender message. Here's my link. You gotta sign up now. No. I want to connect with that guy, and I want to make some progress. So what am I going to do? Am I going to message him? No. I'm going to hit these three dots, go down here to connect, and I'm going to add a little note. Okay. Garrett. Garrett. It is a pleasure to connect with professionals, not afraid to make things happen in life. Your page shows that quality well. Let's connect and have some chats and laughs. That's simple, okay? Now I'm going to send that information. Okay, now he's pending. Now, as you can see, I've been doing this quite a bit. I got lots of conversations going on as we speak. But what I wanted you to do is see that. Now, see what we're going to do. We're going to go back with the back button. It'll take us back to him. We're going to hit the back button one more time. It'll take us back to our search. And we can go on to prospect number 2. And what I would suggest if you're building a team, here's another one. Let's look at her, okay? So here's Jackie Garcia. We can connect with her. Same type of message. Send that to her. And as you do this, you'll find your messages start to fill up. Let me click on mine so I can show you this. This is all I've done. See all these ones? These are people who I've connected with that have accepted my friend request. So like this Blake Howard, he's now a connection. Well, let's click on him, okay? So here's what I did. Saw your page on LinkedIn. Sure is nice to connect with people, not afraid to make things happen. Your page displays that well. Let's connect, have some chats and laughs. Wow. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So Blake Howard is now a connection. Blake, what a treat to connect. How long have you been on LinkedIn, and how is it working for you? So notice I didn't send my link. I'm trying to find out how's things going. So all I'm doing is connecting with about 20 people a day and following up with these conversations. Did I have to leave my home to find these people? What did I do? I did an actual search for professionals. Why did I go to LinkedIn instead of Facebook? Facebook is full of fake profiles. Facebook is full of people that want something for nothing. LinkedIn is full of people that understand business and are looking for opportunity. And when you can communicate with them and get them to tell their story, they're going to share, gosh, I wish I had more monthly money. Gosh, I wish I could lose weight. Gosh, I wish I had more energy. Gosh, I wish this. Oh, I'm so glad you shared that with me. I've got X, Y, Z with those kind of solutions. And what I need to find out is, when do you got 20 minutes to see that information? Oh, I got 20 minutes right now. Great. Would A or B time be good for you to see that information? And once you get that confirmed, hey, you want to see that information, don't you? Or would you like to see that information? What are they going to do? They're going to respond. So folks, I've just shared with you exactly how we make things happen along these lines. So let's get back here, and I'm going to stop the screen share. And I'm pretty much done with our training here. I want to congratulate you for taking some time to see some facts that'll set you free. I hope you took good notes. The beauty about this video is you could actually watch it 3 times after you took notes, and then study your notes, and some of that information will retain. The other thing I like to let you know is I'm a phone call, a mouse click, or a Facebook or LinkedIn chat away from being able to help you. And I want to give credit to my mentor, Max Steingart, who taught me how to do that LinkedIn search. You know, he's helped a circle of people, a circle of influence of over 700 people go from 0 to $1 million in earnings, utilizing the power of Facebook and LinkedIn. And that's where I learned the strategy that I'm sharing with you. I didn't come up with none of this on my own. I just practiced what was taught to me by experts and mentors who had a lot more success than I did in the market. And I'm a firm believer that if you want to be successful, that's what you got to do. You got to sift through the bull crap and get to the reality of what people are doing that's producing. And when you practice what they practice, you'll get the results that they're having. So folks, again, congratulations for taking some time to see some truth that can set you free. My name is Earl Teets. It's really a blessing and an honor. I really pray for your success. Remember, God never made any mistakes, and He made you.